I'm on. Welcome to the channel, and it's good to see you again. I'm down at Fleetwood Fishing Supplies, and we're going to be doing some like kind of normal talk and chat about bait pumps. Now this isn't like a sponsored video where you've got an angler who comes in and he goes, I'm amazing, looks out at the sea, slow-mo, rod tip, catches a big fish. This is real life. This is how it actually is. So instead of me waffling about bait pumps, because that's why I'm here today, Ben in the shop is going to talk to you about bait pumps, basic stuff, nothing too in depth, and that's what we're going to do. So how I got into this was I bought a cheap bait pump, which I'll get for you now, off eBay, and it was this. It was £39.95 delivered, right? And I thought, brilliant. One, I knew nothing about baiting, getting bait from the sea, the ocean, wherever it was at the time, because I didn't have a clue. And I bought one of these. I thought, I'm going to be the master. I'm going to pay, not going to pay £3.50 a rack for 10. I'm going to get loads of them, but it never worked out that way. So what I did is I bought this, and to be honest, I thought it was great. I used it. Didn't get very much out of the actual sand. Two guys on the beach noticed that I was doing it all wrong, looked at the pump, told me I had the wrong pump. Now the reason why I'm here today is this one I've altered. It's got a marine grade silicone in the bottom, it's got a nut on the bottom, but Ben's going to talk about that. This is too short for me as well. So without further ado, Ben's going to talk about pumps, or the pumps he recommends in his shop for doing the job required, because all pumps are different, and Ben's going to talk about them now. Did I say Andy? It's Ben. Did I say Andy? Oh, never mind. Real life video.
Hi guys, Ben here from Fleetwood Fishing Supplies. We had Carl pop in this morning and we got on to the conversation of bait pumps. It was time he was going and doing a bit of digging, and he just so happened to have his pump in the van, and he brung it in for me to have a look at it. Now there's a lot of pumps on the market, and this particular one he bought offline, and there's a big difference between a cheap nasty pump and the real deal, what the professionals use. But you know, that's digging. So I'll just show you his pump basically. Okay, so this is the one that he bought. It's okay, you will get a few with it, but some of the downsides to it is the handle to begin. That is just a nut and bolt, so it's not welded, so over time that will break on you. As for the bar that runs through the centre, that's just 8mm, so over time they bow out and they break. He has made some adjustments to this pump too. So it used to have a wing nut, and basically when you have a wing nut on a pump, you'll get your suction right, you'll dig free and you think excellent, I'm on here, and then you hit a stone, it knocks it and you're off again, so you're constantly adjusting it. So he's actually changed it and he's put a locking nut on, which is what you want, you know, that's going to stay at the same suction with that. So I'll just show you the pumps that we do. So this is a Fleetwood bait pump. It's hand built in Fleetwood, built by JC Stuch. With these pumps, the handle, that's welded, so that ain't going anywhere. The bar that runs through the centre, that's 10mm, so you know it takes a lot to get that to go as well. Then when you come to the business end, it already has a 13mm locking nut on there, so once you've adjusted your suction, it's not going anywhere. You also get a key to adjust that as and when you need it. I'll just show you as well. If you turn this upside down, you can see that bar's falling all the way out already, and it is still, you know, you've already got the suction there with that, so there's a big difference.
Right, so we've nipped down to the beach. I'm going to do a spot of fishing I'm on Rossell Beach, low water, low tide, and I'm fishing with squid and a few funky beads on there as well, as you can see. 4-ounce gripper lead, 210s with bait holders. The reason why I've gone with that, I've gone to fish with a lugworm on that as well on one of the other rods, and I can rotate it between the two. And with having a pulley pennel rig, I can actually mount the bait on there and make it sure it goes in a line for any possible bass. So that's what that is. I'm going to cast that out, and it's about 2 hours before Ben gets here after shutting the shop up. So let's get some fishing done. And apologies in advance for any wind noise, can't help it, it's always bad at the ocean when you're doing this kind of stuff. Right, here's a little tip from Mike off the Motley Crew. Use a pennel rig, one down, one up, some beads, and it means the hook bait stays quite level, doesn't bunch up because it's held in place by the pennel rig. Nice little tip that. Well, that's both rigs out now, both set and ready to go up there. One's on lug, one's on squid, hoping that maybe a bass will pick it up or something like that, or be really delighted if we get oh, got a knock already I think on the squid. I wonder what that can be.
Take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby. So take it, move along. I said we got what you need, honey. Come and groove along. Come on. Rolling on the highway, you know. Wow. Come on, and move along. Come on, said babe. I said babe. Oh honey, come and move along.
Okay, I'm just chasing the tide out now. Got 20 minutes until low tide, then I'm going to fish it back. Currently on a little sandbank here, so I've got to keep an eye on that, cutting me off behind me. There's a few rocks there, but it's not that deep. There's like a bank of rocks going along that edge there. Apart from that one bite before, I've not had a sniff so far. But I'm a bit thinking that I chose not a good spot, because I've been fishing on this sandbank for a while. There's some guys fishing over there, and there's a shed load of guys fishing over there. Something tells me that's an evening match over there, because it looks like a match. There's that many of them in a straight line. I think that could possibly be a match. Oh, still a nice evening though, but this sea is ripping out. I mean, it's ripping out. I have literally travelled 200 yards in an hour, and that's not an exaggeration either. Gone quite far. I'm trying to see in the distance if you can see the oh, miles away. I'll not be able to see it, but there's a shipwreck further down that I can't see yet, so I don't know where Ben is. I've not got a clue where Ben is. He might be busy, he might not be able to make it, or I could be in the wrong place. So sort that out. Wibbly wobbly man. Ben's here.
Hi guys.
The wind's died off, the weeds disappeared. I've caught no fish in about 2 hours, Ben.
It's alright, it'll happen. I'm confident for you.
I'm not. So we're going to walk to the woodworm. We're going to walk to the woodworm. That's because of the old boats from the 18th century going aground here. Loads of woodworm.
Aye.
Now we're going to go and get some blow, yeah?
there'll be yellowtails and then hopefully a few blacks in the mix as well. So
okay, no blowworm.
We'll give it a go.
Right, we'll see what happens. So yeah, walking over now. I've left my tackle on the beach. That's somebody's Christmas present sorted out. If there's nobody knocking about.
You're pretty safe on the file coast, you're okay there.
Yeah, he says that. Get back, I've got no van as well. It's not that bad here, to be honest. It's just me being a bit of a goon. Right, I can see where the water's flooding out now.
Yeah.
So this is good. We're currently on low tide. The sun's over our right shoulder and it's now a nice day. And you're going out on a boat tomorrow, aren't you?
I am, yeah. 6 o'clock sail, so bright and breezy for myself, but looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I need to do that at some point in my life. Really do. Right, we're going to cut to the chase. I'm going to get straight to some pumping because my right arm is killing me holding this camera up.
Constantly digging.
Yeah, just try and find the right place.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a lottery when it's like this. It's not been too great for worm on this beach at the moment. Bish from Angling went there today. They had nothing.
Nope.
You've got some?
Just about.
Yeah.
With a lot of effort put in, yeah, we get there in the end.
Yeah, so we've got some in there already. And I've got a pump here as well, which is Ben's lent me for the time being because mine's not very good. So happy days. A bit heavier than mine as well, so I might do a bit as well, see if I can get one.
Yeah. Show me how it's done.
Yeah. See if we can find one. I've not used this yet. See if we can find one. See if we can find a cast here. What do you mean? Yeah. Let's just find a cast and then I'll have a go at one. Ben says let's find one with my name on it. Yeah. I've only got a small name. It's only got 7 letters, so a small one would be fine. If it was Greek with a massive long name, it'll be stuffed, wouldn't it? Let's try this one. You grab that. And I'll try and get this one. Are you ready? Ooh, that one. And it goes out early and late and all kinds of times. Perseverance, isn't it? I think the best way. There you go, and that's how you do it. That'd have a long name on it, that.
It would.
I wonder what nationality would have a name that long. That's a monstrous worm. Mission accomplished, Ben.
Indeed.
And that's how easy Ben pumps pump. If I can do it, and Ben can definitely do it.
Yeah.
It's worth getting or looking at, definitely.
I would mention though, hats off to all the diggers throughout the UK who do it as a full-time job, because you might have the best tool to do it, but it's no easy feat, especially with the hours they put in. So hats off to them all. Keeps us in the game and keeps us fishing.
Right, do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to fish the flood, but I'm going to get some worms first. I'm going to get enough for me, 2 or 3 or 4, that's it, to top me up, and the rest Ben can have when we get them, because that'll do for me. Cheers, Ben. So just for the purpose of video, and try to illustrate something, these aren't perfect conditions, according to Ben. And there's a worm that's Ben's just dug out the ground now. There we go. So it's tough at the moment on here, but we've had some worms. Ben's considerably better than I am, but you know, it's like, and he's got another one. There we go. Ben, you've got a new name.
What's that?
It's Mr. Longworm. I'll get small worms and Ben gets Mr. Longworm. so it all works. So yeah, the pumps are a lot better than the other one, to be honest. That's the whole point of going to see Ben, was to have a look at a better pump. Yeah, 10 times better, mate.
Yeah,
10 times better.
what I like to hear.
I've not really been going at it. I've been playing, letting Ben show me. There's not much that I'm doing wrong.
Not really, no.
No,
obviously we're on really small tides at the minute. We're digging on a 2 metre low water,
yeah,
which isn't ideal
No.
anyway. And obviously you want to incorporate a bit of fishing, so we're not necessarily in the best worm bed in the world, but
no.
we're still getting a few, and it puts it to the test, really, doesn't it? So it's in
And
our
it works.
conditions, and we're still getting the worm.
And we've got a fantastic evening.
Oh yeah, lovely sunset too.
I can't, there's a little shippy over there. Don't know what it's carrying. Maybe opium or bananas, one of the two.
Aye.
Who knows, who knows. Let's change arm because my right arm started aching. Too much information, too much pumping. Fresh bait! So, I think he does that. Richard on a YouTube channel, Mersley Motley Crew.
Oh yeah.
It was fresh bait! Not for me. So yeah, let's go back to the shop, and I'll carry on doing some fishing for a couple of hours with some worm. I've got some worm already that Ben provided me this morning, so I'll take about 3 or 4 of them because I won't need many, because I don't catch many fish. I can take the rest back if he needs be. But thanks for that, Ben.
No problem at all, mate.
Right, back to the fishing. That pump there now is going to stay in my possession. Right, so that's out of the way now. I've been on the beach and the pump works. I'm going to bring back this pump now, which is here. Okay, and I've got this, wow, that's lightweight. I've got this lightweight pump compared to, and listen, Ben, thanks for that.
No problem at
So
all, mate.
I'll have to buy one of these pumps very soon. How much are they?
They are $79.99. They last a lifetime, and they soon pay for themselves, obviously, once you get a few worm in.
And 80 quid, so yeah, so we'll have to come back and buy one of these off you. So yeah, we'll put that down. And then this one, right, I'm not going to bother with this one now. Okay, so can you leave this for a young person setting out?
I certainly can. If any kids come through and they need it, I will gladly give it to them.
Yeah, so they'll have that one, and I'm going to sort myself another pump out later on, which is the right size for me and which does the job. So that one will be fine for a youngster who, the first youngster who's going to come into the shop will get that pump for free, because that's for them to use to learn how to pump, and Ben will tell them how to pump. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to Ben for doing that.
No worries, guys.
And then we'll crack on and do another video. See you in the next video.